Yo guys, what is up? It is Master Darius here, and I'm bringing you guys here final episode of a Halo 5 Road to Review series. And in this, as always, since this one is the last episode, this means that this is my final review. So my final verdict on the Halo 5 Arena Beta. So yeah, so basically I'm just gonna do a quick summary on the big topics and talk briefly about some of the smaller topics which I did not do any video on. So anyway, let's start off with some of the maps. So we have Truth is, in my opinion, the best version of midship. So that means for me it's better than the original midship from Halo 2 Classic, and better than the Halo 3 Heretic version. And yeah, I think midship has been made. Midship was a good choice to take in Halo 5 because it works perfectly with Halo 5 Spartan abilities. Empire. Now I do Empire might be my favorite map in Halo 5 Guardians so far. I don't know why, but I freaking love the map. It is it rewards rushing more than camping, which is always a good thing. Eden, which is I believe the remix of Empire, which is set in the night. Eden is a very fast-paced map, and I really like it. There's a lot more room for verticality, and players get rewarded for flanking a lot and playing tactically in this map. Plays significantly well with bow rifle and assault rifle starts, but plays poorly with bow rifle starts only because if there's a bow rifle and pistol starts, then people tend to camp a little bit. But if you have the AR and the bow rifle starts, it plays brilliantly. So yeah, and then we have Regret, which is the remix of Truth. Regret is, in my opinion, gonna be a perfect FA map, and it's for me it's a great map as well. It plays so well with AR starts and bow rifle and AR starts, and for me it's a fantastic Stronghold map. Regret is personally my favorite when it's played on Stronghold. So yeah, and then for breakout maps we have Trench, which is a remix of the map called Crossfire. And I really like the way how symmetrical these maps are, and basically if you play on breakout, rewards you for playing smartly and aggressively, which is the way it should be played. So yeah, and I really like the aesthetics of the maps as well. So yeah, let's talk about Slayer. I think Slayer plays really fantastically in Halo 5. You have equal loadouts, everything is pretty much equal, and everybody has the same armor, Spartan abilities and stuff like that. For me personally, I think bow rifle and assault rifle starts are the best for each map, and assault rifle starts are also good. Everything is, both these armor loadouts are better than just few bow rifle loadouts, because what we have experienced in week 2 when we played on Eden and Regret with a bow rifle loadout, people tended to camp a lot, and camping was the dominant tactic basically, and people that would camp would obviously get the most amount of kills with a bow rifle, and that kind of sucked. It was, and people had negative reviews about the remix maps, but when the bow rifle and assault rifle loadout came in, then people started to enjoy the remix maps more, and yeah. So then, Spartan Call-Outs is a very small topic. Some people like them, some people dislike them. Me personally, I like them. I think they're extremely useful if you're a lone wolf like me sometimes, and they can be useful if you're playing at least with one of our friends and the other two people are random. However, I think there should be an option to switch it off for example, when you play with a full team where none of these Spartan Call-Outs are actually needed. So then, armor pieces. I think the armor pieces in Halo 5 have been done significantly well. They're not final at all. In the final version, they'll be more scarred, they'll be more battle-worn, so it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to the armor. I liked most of the armor pieces that you could unlock in Halo 5. Some of them were the Halo 4 models, but improved. And some of them, I think one of them looked slightly more uglier than the Halo 4 version, which is kind of funny. But yeah, my favorite armor pieces in the Halo 5 Guardians beta was the Athlon and the basically Spartan Threads armor. I forgot what the armor is called. And then also my favorite of all is the Helioscryll armor, which you can only unlock in Halo 5 if you completed the Legend achievement on Halo MCC for completing every single campaign on Legendary difficulty. So yeah, that Helioscryll is very special to me, and I freaking love the armor. I'm gonna use it when the full game releases. unless I find the armor that looks cooler, from which looks better in my taste. So anyway, graphics. Graphics in Halo 5 are astonishing. I think it's the best graphics Halo's ever had, hands down. And it was only 720p and 60 frames per second. Imagine 1080p and 60 frames per second when the actual game releases. It's gonna look beautiful, and on the worlds as well, I can imagine it will look beautiful, because the maps just looked astonishing. Like, maybe some parts a little bit bright, but I'm sure it'll brighten it down a little bit in some parts. But Jesus, the graphics are good. Spartan abilities. I think the Spartan abilities were a good choice. It's like good at the, so everybody has some good underpowered, well, not underpowered, but Spartan abilities are not overpowered, which is good. So like, for example, nobody had it's good that people don't have, that everybody doesn't have stuff like armor lock or Promethean vision and stuff like that, or jetpack. Luckily we have good Spartan abilities like ground pound, which I personally love. It's so satisfying when you get the kill, and dash. Yeah, Spartan dash, which is like also satisfying when you get a kill. Hover can be disabled. Sliding is just a cool animation, but can be used to save you in the last second before getting headshotted by somebody. Thrusters, personally my favorite. I love to use it in gunfights. You can use it to outsmart your opponent and play a little trick on him. As well, thrusters can be used for verticality to flank people and stuff. And also a escape if you're good at it. Sprint is very good. They've definitely nerfed it a bit, and sprint actually works super well in Halo 5, and it's actually more welcoming in Halo 5 than it was in Halo 4, for example. I'm glad every single Spartan has sprint. It makes the thing more fast-paced, but now people are less likely to get away from a gunfight by using sprint, because, and plus by using sprint it's more punishable, because basically when you sprint and your Spartan's out of shields, your shields won't reload until you stop sprinting and wait a little bit. So it's very good. Sprint has now been nerfed, which is very good. And also while sprinting, if some people shoot you, you tend to slow down quite a lot. So it's not powerful at all. You can easily kill a Spartan sprinting away while they're damaged, so that's good. That's good. So sprint is not powerful, and people can still get punished for making mistakes. So yeah, what next? Next we have weapon spot balance. Now, me personally, I enjoy all of Halo 5 weapons, and after playing with some of these weapons, it's been leaving me thirsty to see what other weapons will be included in the Halo 5 beta. Now, bow rifle I absolutely love, just the way it was in Halo 4, but even cooler in my opinion. I like the design of a bow rifle. DMR takes some time to get used to, but after you get used to it, it's a killing machine, and I tend to pick up about as often as a bow rifle in these maps. The pistol, the pistol is absolutely cool. You have to get used to that thing as well. It's so good. But anyway, the gun battles are also really cool. Now that auto-aim is no longer in the game, it's all about the skill. Whoever has better aim is gonna be more dominant sometimes, unless you're playing somebody who's really tactical. But yeah, I'm glad that auto-aim is gone from Halo. I didn't like it. It was really high in Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo 4 in some parts. But I'm glad it's gone, and now for gunfights all about skill, which benefits me quite a bit. But yes, so there's some weapons that need to be actually tuned when the actual game releases. I think the assault rifle and the SMG need to have their range slightly decreased. Their power, but their damage should remain the same. And I think the light rifle should have more ammo when you pick it up, and should have maybe a slightly higher fire rate, because it's pretty hard to use actually the light rifle. It requires skill, but if you're a good player of it, you're gonna do well with it, and it's a killing machine, so that's good. Now for power weapons, I really like the new addition of the legendary weapons. Legendary weapons are basically weapons that are even better than the regular power weapons you used to. For example, we have the Prophet's Bane, which was the only legendary weapon introduced to us in the beta, and basically it's an upgraded version of the energy sword. Presumably it's the personal sword of the Arbiter, and basically it's better than the energy sword because, well, apart from its glow, it has your speed while sprinting increases by it increases by 50%, so you're faster, you're like a maniac. It feels very satisfying when you kill people, and plus the lunges increased as well. So it's a very powerful weapon, and very powerful in truth, especially with used over thrusters. So I absolutely love the Prophet's Bane. I think it might be my favorite weapon to go around in the beta so far. Hydra, at first I thought the Hydra was a piece of shit, really. But then when somebody at 303 Industries showed a tactic that you could use with Hydra nobody has actually figured out in the beta. Basically, if you're locked on, you don't have to stay and aim down sights, and you don't have to track your opponent. You can basically, you just have to lock on once, and then you can possibly aim your Hydra up in the air, and then it'll act like a mortar strike and kill your opponents, even if they go behind cover. So it's a freaking beast weapon actually, the Hydra, so I don't think it needs much tuning. Maybe it needs to increase the speed of missiles, but that's probably about it. So yeah, for rocket launcher, it has a drastic change in design. However, I think if we're lucky, we will have the original locker launcher as a legendary weapon, which will be cool. And yeah, so that's what my thoughts basically on the regular weapons that we had experience in the Halo 5 beta. And overall, I think weapons are pretty balanced. We just need to do a little bit of tuning of the AR and the SMG, in my opinion. So Breakout is possibly my favorite mode. I love modes where you have like one life. And basically, Breakout, I said, is played on Crossfire and Trench, and players get rewarded for smart, tactical, and aggression if used at its perfect time. So it's about good timing and good communication skills as well, and good teamwork with your friendly Spartans. It's very competitive, but also is quite a welcoming playlist to casual players and to newcomers as well to get used to the weapons and stuff. Strongholds. I haven't talked about Strongholds in any other video because this video would have been actually quite short, so I'm going to talk about it briefly in this one. Strongholds, I think, is very competitive. I think it's better than territories. I like the way that you can only get points if you control 2 and not while, because in the previous Halos you could still get points by controlling 1 of the territories, but now in Strongholds you need 2, so matches can sometimes last longer, and there's also going to be a bigger push for the middle terminal, so things are gonna get pretty hectic and pretty chaotic, which is the way I like it. So which increases the fast-pacedness of a game and less camping. So yeah, and also Regret and Empire are perfect maps for Strongholds. I really like them. They're built specifically for Strongholds. They work fantastically with that, so which is good. And also the Stronghold location are in very good locations where where camping is not promoted, which is good. So yeah, and also Halo 5, you're in a beta. Is it competitive? Yes, it is. It's overall very competitive, and I think in the end, Halo 5 will be a very attractive game to the competitive audience. Now, my overall review, as mentioned above, I like almost every single aspect about the Halo 5 beta. Some stuff needs tweaking, but overall, I'm enjoying the gunplay, I'm enjoying the game types, I'm enjoying the Spartan abilities, and I like some of the armor, and I think Halo 5 arena is very good. And I'm personally, after playing the beta, I really want to play again, and I'm looking forward to seeing the campaign, and it's leaving me really hyped about the game itself, and looking forward to see what else 343 has in store for us. So overall, I give the game a 9.9. Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's beta. I can't really punish it about some of the assault rifle and SMG being really powerful, but so for beta, I give it a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed Halo 5, and I'm looking forward to it all. That's all I have to say. Peace.
Game over. Victory.